Hi, and welcome to Debunk File. My name is Sep, and today we're going to be talking about the infamous ship, Mary Celeste. Before this video starts, like always, make sure to check out our social medias if you are interested in sneak peeks or behind the scenes for our videos. Definitely consider joining our Discord if you want to be a true part of the community, and maybe even consider being a patron. Even $1 would mean the world to us. With all that out of the way though, let's get started. Imagine, you're in the middle of the ocean, you're on a ship, and from the distance you can make out another one. Expecting a friendly visit, you sail up to it to go check on the captain. But there is none. And it's not just the captain that's missing, it's everyone. This is precisely what happened with the crew members aboard a ship called the D. Gratia in late 1872. They were out in the sea when they spotted a ship called the Mary Celeste, and like I stated earlier, no one was on board. Now, the Mary Celeste voyage was a foray that Captain Benjamin S. Briggs, his wife, and 2-year-old daughter and 7 crewmen took. They went from New York to Italy. When the ship was investigated, 3 feet of water was found in the bilge, which is the lowest part of the ship, along with the disassembled pump, and a lifeboat was missing. But other than that, the ship was in perfect condition. There was 6 whole months of food still on board, and tons of clothes neatly folded away. Captain only abandoned their ships in the worst situation, and this absolutely was not that. So what happened? Well, let's dig a little deeper. As far as theories go, there are so many that even Goro wouldn't be able to count them on his fingers. Fortunately, most of these are easily dismissible. For example, theories start in crazy hypothetical scenarios. Some involve giant sea creatures, which sounds ridiculous already, but even if you're one of the few that thinks there's a small chance of that, remember, the ship wasn't damaged at all. A water spout or sea tornado was another theory that was thought of pretty quickly, but again, there's literally no evidence of this at all. But now, let's get into the real meaty theories. A popular theory that some people believe in is that they were invaded by pirates. At the time, stuff like this definitely happened and was fairly common. But with all that being said though, this theory is still easily debunked, and it all comes down to the fact that the ship was full of valuables and items. If pirates really came onto this ship, they definitely missed something. Another theory was that the crew got drunk on the cargo of alcohol and massacred everyone, and then taking the one lifeboat escaped. Way back when the ship was first found and they were doing a case on it, the attorney handling the case actually believed in this theory for a while, and he pointed to a piece of evidence on the ship. And what was that piece of evidence? Well, apparently when the ship was found, they found strange marks in the walls that appeared to have been made from an axe. With all that being said, again, this theory is debunked for a plethora of reasons. First off, the alcohol on board wasn't fit for drinking, and it was also later concluded that the marks on the wall were markings of natural wear and tear, so the only evidence supporting this claim is now non-existent. But even if we were to get hypothetical for a minute and say that they actually revolted, the logic of it all makes no sense. If they revolted and went on a massacre as was shown earlier, they wouldn't have been intoxicated. So after they went on this massacre, they all would have known that they would have been completely doomed. So they departed on a small lifeboat. That just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So as you can tell, these theories aren't that great. The theories that we will display next are much more plausible ones. But before we get into them, we have to very quickly mention the diaries. Yes, lucky for us, the captain kept a diary of the voyage, and it really helps. According to the final log entry, the ship was just 6 miles away from the island of Santa Maria, and at that distance the island was visible to the crew. That small bit of information is absolutely pivotal to the next theory that we will mention, so let's get into it. The next theory is a long one, but was one that took months and months of research by someone named Anne McGregor, who owns this theory and the next one. According to this theory, she believes that according to her research and reading one of the logs, she thinks that he was in the complete wrong place due to some faulty equipment. She believed that he was way off from where he was supposed to be, so after finally seeing some land, he decided to round up his crew and abandon the ship. This sounds slightly plausible, but her next theory might be even more plausible. Her next theory is also a very long one. From her readings of the log, she found out that there was rough weather, It wasn't fatally rough, but it did make the trip a pain. She also learned that on the ship's previous voyage, the ship carried coal for a long distance. The ship was also slightly reconstructed after that trek. She believes that coal and construction debris could have messed up the pumps, which makes sense since when the ship was found, the pumps were disassembled. With the pumps disassembled, he had no idea of knowing when the ship would sink, and since there was also rough weather, he probably started panicking. So when he finally spotted land, he just got off the ship and the crew used a lifeboat to get there. And that concludes the mystery of the Mary Celeste. As you saw, there were a lot of theories that were presented, and some of them were very good and were made with extensive research. Those last two theories were very, very plausible, and they could very well be true, but we still don't know for sure if they are. That's why we're going to call this file Undetermined. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not leave a like? If you have your own theory, we'd love to hear it in the comments. Remember to spread out this channel using word of mouth. Tell all your friends about us. As always, my name is Seb from Debunk File. See you guys next time. Bye.